An alarming new study has found we're a nation of drug use and abuse. The multi-million-dollar Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission study is the first of its kind. Samples were obtained from wastewater at sewage plants at 51 sites in country and regional areas nationally. It shows Australia has an enormous problem with illicit drugs, with high levels of methamphetamine found at several regional Tasmanian sites.
It is not just going to be a law enforcement issue. We must continue to drive down the demand in order to interrupt the supply market.
The data found that the drug ice to be the most significant drug problem to overcome. Following the shock hospitalisation of Vanessa Goodwin on Friday, her family has thanked Tasmanians for their support. The Attorney-General was rushed to the Royal Hobart Hospital after becoming extremely unwell. The 47-year-old was diagnosed with multiple brain tumours. Her family says their priority is Ms Goodwin's health and well-being and have requested privacy during this time. It's a road well travelled by thousands of tourists and locals, and now it's one dividing a community. Richmond Road has had its speed limit reduced from 100 to 80 kilometres an hour, and many locals aren't happy, staging a rally against the change, which they say they haven't agreed to.
It's not often people rally against lowered speed limits, but this afternoon a group of concerned Richmond residents gathered to do just that. Richmond Road has had its speed limit reduced by 20 kilometres per hour, a move being called an overnight job of stealth.
We haven't even had the opportunity to present our view on this because it just happened in a very clandestine way overnight with no notification.
But not everyone is against the change, with this resident in favour saying he's already noticed a positive shift.
There's been a real improvement in driver behaviour and we just feel it's a much safer road.
This is the stretch of road between Richmond and Cambridge causing contention. The government has defended the reduced speed, saying today the changes are only temporary and the road is going to be upgraded.
Well, it's only a token upgrade, Louise. It's not a major upgrade.
It's a road that's got a lot of windy sections. We've seen some terrible accidents in front of our place.
Tony Mulder says new infrastructure will solve other issues.
If you had cycle tracks on an improved roadway that was end-to-end, certainly then be able to accommodate both the slower paced tourism traffic and the need for people to commute to work.
Louise Hedger, Southern Cross News.
A record crowd has turned out for the 11th annual Devonport Motor Show. Car enthusiasts of all ages enjoying the sights, with vehicles dating back more than 100 years.
This year was all about the Holden. Of the 700 cars on show, more than 200 were made by the Australian manufacturer.
This is the 69th year of Holden production, and it is the last year they stopped making them. So we made Holden the feature.
Rodney French bought this prototype Tirana 10 years ago.
It was the first A9X that GMH Engineering in Dandenong hand-built before they went into production.
Its rareness one of its draw cards.
Usually they're people my age that are interested in it that can remember when they raced.
But it wasn't just Holdens on show. Ford lovers getting their fix. Richard Locke driving his 1968 Mustang up from Hobart.
I've spent too much money on it since buying it, but it's a lovely motor car now. It's now up to full Shelby specifications and a 5-speed gearbox and a Mustang gearbox and so forth, so it's a very nice car to drive.
For many attendees, today was not only a chance to check out the new and old, it was also a walk down memory lane.
It brings back old memories for me. I was born when all these cars and I worked on them as well. I'm still working on them these days, restoring them.
Reminiscing about what I used to drive, HQ Holdens.
What have been some of your favourite cars so far?
Probably the SLR 5000s and the old FJ. My parents had an FJ many years ago, so very interesting, yes.
Organisers say this is the most cars they've ever had on display.
And whilst we don't know the final gate, the crowd, all trends look like the crowd's going to be a bit up on last year, and last year was a record.
The show proving cars never go out of fashion. All money raised will help the Rotary Club of Devonport North give back to the community. Monika Dadson at Southern Cross News.
Warm weather and international flavours attracted record-breaking crowds at this year's Taste of the World. 10,000 stopping by to enjoy the entertainment, cuisine and music from Tasmania's migrant community.
Flavours from across the globe attracted bumper crowds at this year's Taste of the World. Thousands lining up to sample more than 30 cuisines on offer.
So we've had a really exciting day with our food stalls. We have 31 different food stalls here today, and a large number of those are actually community groups, which is great because some of them are actually presenting their food for the first time today.
It's produce with a difference, and this year's crowds certainly weren't disappointed.
I love it, it's like being with the family, because our family is very multicultural. Indian, Vietnamese, Hungarian.
It's more family orientated, and like the taste has now become more wines and beers. Whereas, okay, you can still get that here, but this is more about food and about entertainment.
Despite the variety, the sunny weather had many still opting for a more traditional choice of dessert, but it's not everybody's favourite.
Young bloke likes the desserts from Nepal, we've enjoyed it so far.
This year also seeing more entertainment on offer.
One of our key aims is to really involve the community, so I think that's where we probably differ from some other events, that it has a real community feel, and a lot of groups that aren't participating in other festivals come along here.
Talia Higgins, Southern Cross News.
Back home, and an annual event stressing the importance of male role models has been supported by hundreds. The 2017 Blokes and Spokes ride also encouraging young males to focus on health and fitness.
It's a bike ride with a purpose. The annual Blokes and Spokes involving almost 200 keen participants. Students and their significant male role model took to the tracks to spend some quality time today.
Encouraging dads, carers, neighbours, uncles, grandparents or others to get out and actually be active with their boys.
This year's ride catering to different ages and abilities with 2 different tracks to choose from.
We've got the youngies heading out towards the regatta grounds, and we've got the older ones having the opportunity to head out past the Glenorchy Way and ride further.
It's set to encourage a shared focus on health and fitness, but it's not just about that.
It's just important, I think, that we actually take the time on a weekend to spend time as a family.
With even the young ones keeping in mind what's important.
Family, and don't give up.
Monty's dad is in overseas in the States at the moment, so he couldn't make it, but always willing to step up and take over from his dad. We moved down here 6 months ago from the mainland so we could be with these guys.
It's hoped today will inspire and highlight the importance of a male role model in a young boy's life.
The boys look to male role models more than we realise, and it's through our behaviours rather than our words that they adopt those preferred, behaviours in the future.
Talia Higgins, Southern Cross News.
A Tasmanian horse riding school with a difference has been given a dose of wisdom this weekend. Experts in the field sharing their knowledge about improving the quality of life for those with a disability.
Empowerment and skill building, the focus of this weekend's Riding for the Disabled event. Vicky Melville is an internationally recognised physiotherapist and says riding significantly helps improve a child's muscle strength and coordination.
So working with a young child with cerebral palsy who's not yet walking, maybe not even sitting, independently, we can use positions on the horse. We basically use the horse as an engine.
As well as physical exercise, the horses and riders share a special bond.
A lot of our riders are only used to being inside home or the therapy environment, hospitals and clinics, and here they are getting all this wonderful exercise and activity in this open air environment with horses and the birds in the trees.
There's 4 RDA centres in Tasmania, but local hosts say there's a need for 6. They say they need more land and more volunteers.
It's very rewarding to see that you are enriching the life of a person with a disability.
Louise Hedger, Southern Cross News.
The Hobart Chargers are off to a stellar start in their 2017 Siebel campaign. The men and women's teams dominating to win their opening clashes last night. A disappointing loss for the Launceston Tornadoes, though, off the back of last year's success.
Basketball back at the deck, and the home side quickly proved they were in charge. This 3-pointer from Kathleen Shear, 15 seconds in. helping ease the Chargers to a 6-point lead into the first break. The Tawns trying to turn things around, but their shooting let them down. Teamwork by Lauren Mansfield and Jade Brazendale assisted the Tawns in the third quarter, but the Chargers' gameplay was just as strong. A dominating performance by Shear in the final turn, the Chargers winning the match 66-50. In the men's, the Northwest Thunder were keen to make up for their Friday night loss against Kilsyth, but after the first basket, it all went the Chargers' way. The team's defence too good for the Thunder to handle. The Chargers finishing the first half with a 31-point lead, and then it just kept getting bigger. Imports Mathiang Mu and Rob Hire shooting a combined 46 points between them and stealing 25 rebounds for the match. The Thunder unable to keep up, going down by 57 points. Monika Dadson at Southern Cross News.
Good evening. What a great looking Sunday about the place today. Just some cloud about the southwest. Otherwise it was warm and a sunny day. Temps up to 5 degrees above the March average. Hobart and Devonport 21 degrees, 22 for Burnie, 26 for Launceston, which was the state's top, shared with Bushy Park, Ouse and Fingal. Now 24 today at Grove, 25 at Campania, Scottsdale, Medina, also 22 at Strawn and the Bass Strait Islands, and also there at the friendly beaches on the east coast. Now the high def satellite sequence shows a major weather event happening over northern Queensland. There we can see it there. That's tropical cyclone Debbie. That's about to hit the coast. You can also see the shadow there, which is dawn breaking over the planet. That's a distinctive vertical look due to us reaching the autumn solstice. There's also plenty of cloud there to Tasmania's west. Now the close-up sees cloud about the west coast. Otherwise it was a mainly fine sunny day. Tomorrow a cold front is nearing Tasmania's west coast, and that will cross during the day, bringing showers to most areas. Coastal waters and northerlies at 25 to 30 knots rather, shifting more northwesterly during the afternoon and reaching 30 to 40 knots in the west and south, swells to 3 metres in the west and south. Not surprising, there is a gale warning for the west and south between Sandy Cape to Tasman Island, a strong wind warning for all remaining Tasmanian coastal waters, including the southeast inshore waters, a small craft wind alert there for the inland lakes. Warm and windy afternoon showers for the south tomorrow. Hobart and Dover 28 degrees, Ouse 29. Similar for the north, Launceston 27, Devonport 23, Scottsdale 24 degrees. Showers for the west, Burnie and Stanley 23, Strawn and windy 26 degrees. Warm and windy and showers in the east, St Helens and Ross 27, Swansea 28. UV and very high across the state during sunny breaks. Now looking to Tuesday and showers in the west, otherwise fine. Showers statewide for us there on Wednesday, with more lingering showers on Thursday. A nice day in Perth tomorrow, 23 degrees. A hot one in Melbourne, 32, and a shower in Brisbane, 31 degrees. And currently partly cloudy in Hobart, 18 degrees, clear in Launceston, 22. Nice day along the northwest coast. And rates coming up on Sunday night tonight. We've got Pete Evans talking about the paleo diet. As you can see, it's worked wonders with me.
Oh, Ken, we love you just the way you are. Thank you. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week. Good night.